My name is Joe Reynolds, and I'm a 16-year-old high school student at Cleveland Heights High School, and I play football. So football, I started actually knowing about it and liking it in 6th grade when me, my father, and my brother was walking past the Glenville practice. And I was like, wow, I really want to try out for that. So, I tried out and everything. I didn't know that much about it, so I guess that's the reason why I got cut. But I didn't want to give up on it, so I just kept on trying and trying. So 7th grade, I was eligible to play for my 7th grade football team at Roxborough. And me and my friend Omari didn't know when trials was, so we kind of just came in the middle of the season, and they did horrible. We went 0-7. But anyway, my first football practice with equipment and everything, it was fun. I actually got more practice time than most of the people, and I actually started my first game ever, and I got a few tackles. It was fun. Me and my friend Omari, we was just doing our thing. So, 8th grade, that's when I met Coach Roski, and he installed this program, the GFGF program, Generosity Family Grace Football, and it was basically like, just don't let your brother down and everything. So they actually started like training camp, sort of like to prepare us for the football season in the summertime up at Heights High, and I was still going to Roxborough. So we would just practice and everything, get ourselves ready. So I met Coach Hill, my 8th grade coach, and he really liked what I saw. He was like, because he was like, we're going to need another center. Would you like to play? I was like, sure, I'll do anything for the team. So beginning of the football season, we was doing actually good as Roxborough. We went 4-2-1. And I started center, defensive tackle, and I played linebacker. So we did pretty good. Football in middle school was actually the best football years I had in my life because it was mostly just fun, like practice, game time, just fun all around. At first, when I told my mom I wanted to play football, she was like, are you sure? I was like, yeah. I thought she was cool with it. I know my dad was.
At first, when he asked me, I wasn't sure because I wasn't sure if he would be committed. But then I saw how his passion towards it, so I said, okay. I try to be supportive of his games. I went to as much of them as I can. I would wish I could have went to more, but I went to as much as I can.
So, high school years, pumped up, ready to go, everything. My high school years at football at Heights High, high school years at Cleveland Heights High School, my 9th grade year, it was fun because I got to meet people from Wiley Middle School and Monticello Middle School, and we all came together as one team. It was
this class that came in, I was one of the coaches on the freshman team. These guys are currently going into their senior year. It was a big transition because they come from 3 different middle schools, Wiley, Roxborough, and Monticello. And to get these guys to gel together was a very, very big transition for them. They all were stars at their respective middle schools, and leaving stardom and coming to a cohesive team together here at Cleveland Heights was a big challenge. They combated this with LEL, which is our conference. They were LEL co-champions with Menor. They started off with an undefeated season. They were undefeated. They were 8-0. Then they start to get the big head. And when they started to get the big head, they decided that they didn't have to do the schoolwork, and they forgot their focus. They lost focus. And we had to take 7 of the starters and remove them from the starting lineup and actually suspend them when we played Shaker. And once we played Shaker, we lost by 3 points, which we could have been 9-0. They were 8-1. And the final game, the win was out of their sails, and they ended up losing to Menor. So we finished 8-2 as a freshman.
So 10th grade year, I'm just excited, like, all right, this is about to be my varsity years. You know, let's go. So I played D tackle and D end and center again, which it was fun. I like the offensive line because even though I'm small, I'm 5'8", 175 pounds. Right now I'm 166, but it proves that if I could play the offensive line and defensive line at my size, and I'm good at it, I could start, then I could pretty much do anything. You know, I'm not scared of anything or nothing.
He's a good football player. I know that when we usually play pickup games with friends, he's more of the powerhouse fullback because he's like cocky. Like he's like really big, so it's like real hard to tackle him. And like he's a good player. He might not be a good wide receiver or anything like that, but he's a good running back and fullback, and he can play defense pretty well.
Joe's a big guy. He's pretty muscular, pretty strong. Like Jonathan said over here, he's a good fullback. He has nice speed on him. He's a great defender. He's a hard hitter. I feel as if he could be like a headhunter, so to speak, in the games and stuff. Obviously not in a pickup game because we don't want to suffer from concussions or anything, but yeah, Joe's definitely like, he brings intensity to the game. He might not be the most hype person in the game or the most like
competitive.
Yeah, or the most competitive, but he definitely brings intensity to the game.
And 11th grade year, that was like the hardest year because I actually I outworked most of my teammates on the offensive and defensive line. In grade year, it was hard because even my coaches, like Coach Lemons and my offensive and defensive line coach, they was like, yeah, Joe, you're ready. You know, you got more heart than anybody. And then, like, I guess Coach Rossi just didn't see past my size. So I was stuck at JV, and that really like beat. So I played JV. At first I didn't want to, but then we started winning.
JV did really well. I thought we were very successful. I saw a lot of improvement out of a lot of guys on the team, especially Joe Reynolds, who played a lot of various positions on the offensive line, played a little bit of defensive line for us. And you know, it's guys like Joe Reynolds that allow us to be successful here at Cleveland Heights.
Joe Reynolds. He's a young kid that has a lot of determination. He's very, very talented. The problem with Joe Reynolds is he doesn't get the looks that he should, and a lot of it is because of his physical stature. Last year, Joe Reynolds started to work out. His work ethic improved inside of the weight room, but once again, they put him in a position where he's playing against guys that's 6'2", 6'3", 6'4", and with the stature, he's only about 5'6", 5'7" max. He's at a disadvantage, but Joe has one of the biggest hearts that we have here, and I would like to see Joe step up because Joe can be an intricate part to our team, and this is his year. But Joe has to believe in himself because he had a problem with believing that he could do it, and since Joe is finally starting to believe in Joe, he can be very, very big piece of the puzzle this year, and that's what I'm hoping for.
But 12th grade year is my senior year, and I know I'm going to ball hard this year.